Good morning, friends. Now the sun is going through my sun catcher, it is much more twinkly looking. I'm still wondering if it's the right place for it because I'm feeling maybe it needs to be slightly closer to you to really enjoy it. However, we'll see. For now, I'm going to leave it there, and it is very twinkly. Hi friends, I hope you've had a good week. I wonder if you have ever been a brownie or a guide or a scout, or joined any of those organisations like the Girls or Boys Brigade. I was a brownie when I was a little girl, and for a brief time I was a guide, but the guiding it wasn't my kind of thing. It was a bit too sporty, but I was very excited to become a brownie. I was a brownie at my school for about 2 years, until the lady in charge of our brownie pack, the brown owl, she resigned, and that was a disappointment. I think what happened was that she had been quite a high-ranking guide or ranger guide, and her arm had been somewhat twisted to be the brown owl at my school, and eventually she just really wanted to get back to her life, and she gave it up. Yeah, I was, if you know my channel, you'll know that I love fairies and I love fairy lore. And brownies are kind of based on folklore. Brownie groups, the whole group, I think it used to be called a brownie pack. I think it's not a pack anymore. I think it's a different name. But there are individual little groups within that brownie pack. And there are sprites, fairies, goblins, gnomes. And I was in the group called Sprites. And my mum got me the Brownie Guide handbook from that time. Obviously, it would be very old-fashioned now. And I was just thrilled. And because it all seemed somewhat mystical and esoteric and very, very principled and idealistic. And apparently the book said when you made your brownie promise to join the brownies, your brown owl would take you to a beautiful woodland in the evening, and there would be a pool of water, and you would look into the pool of water to do the part of the brownie ceremony where you see yourself and then you make your vow. And it was very, very special to do this. And I thought, oh, that's marvellous. And then my mother signed me up for the school brownies, and we went for a while, and we were kind of probation brownies. And then we were told the following week we'd be doing our brownie promise. And I started to feel doubtful about all the kind of, the pool of water in the woodland, because there was no mention of us going on a coach or anything. And sure enough, when it came to that night of making our brownie promise, the brown owl just put a mirror on the floor of the classroom, and we did our sort of ceremony looking into the mirror, which I have to say wasn't the same at all. But I love my brownie vow. I think it was, I promise I will do my best to do my duty to God, to serve the Queen and help other people and keep the Brownie Guide law. And I thought that was a very nice promise, and I didn't regret making it. I mean, I think all these things are good. It's just the Brownie Guide book, it really made it all sound rather kind of magical and mystical, and of course I was right there in my head. So anyway, my brownie experience, and there were good things in it, like we did some nice things, like we went away to a brownie camp and stuff, and that was nice, but it didn't have the same magic that I had thought I was going to have. Well, the place I'm going to show you right now is a scout camp in North London, which is kind of magical and amazing, and it would have fulfilled a lot of my brownie dreams if I'd gone there when I was being a brownie. So now I will put in that footage of this amazing scout camp, and I think you'll agree the scouts are just really lucky to have this wonderful place. Well, life has brought me back to the Bounds Green Scout Park. I'm volunteering here today for Hope UK, my drug charity, well, anti-drug charity. It's just very nice to be back. Let's have a little, when I have found what's looking a bit more interesting. In fact, when I found where I'm working today, I will then take a bit more footage, because this is a really lovely resource. The scouts in Bounds Green are so lucky that in the middle of London they have this true scouting sort of paradise. I'll take some footage later. I mean, they've got a pond, they've got lots of greenery, they've got a climbing wall. It is absolutely amazing. And then there are even some little bungalows. People do live in this park. Basically, it's like a private park. and very lucky people. That building's the uniform shop. It won't be open today, obviously. There's the climbing wall and some of the main buildings. It's just such an amazing thing for the Scouts here. Together we can do so much. That's a lovely motto. Here's a really cool kind of place to have a Scout bonfire, and I presume do talks and stories and roast marshmallows. It's Scout perfection, I think. There's another clearing area for other activities, and you see there's really a little forest that you can explore and use for scouting activities. So yeah, it wasn't like this when I was in Brownies. No, we were just in a hall in our school. This is my favourite part of the Scout park. There's an actual pond here, which I find very mysterious and beautiful looking. If you just come down here to the, there's a kind of little deck that you can stand on. And yeah, it's really super. I mean, I never see a boat here or anything, so I don't know if this, maybe it's not deep enough to have a little rowing boat on or something, but still wonderful for wildlife and just beautiful for the atmosphere and for learning about water creatures and birds and habitats and stuff. These are very lucky Scouts. There's life jackets, as one would expect. And you can walk round the pond. Okay. Beware deep water. Yeah. I know these flowers are pretty commonplace, but they're so pretty. And it's funny when you walk in a sort of wild area, there's always just this, it's just very special. I can hear voices of other people around, but I mean, you just don't know what will be around the corner. Oh look, and then here there's a sort of path down to the water. So maybe they gather like sticklebacks and minnows to study or something. I don't know. I used to catch minnows when I was a little girl in a jam jar, and then I would put them back in the water again, just have a look at them. Oh, the trees are all so nice. Huh. So you can walk, I think, all the way around the pond, and then you come up in another area which doesn't look so pretty at the moment, but that's okay. There's some lovely brambles coming out. What a lovely place to work today. I'm such a child, I can't resist going up this this staircase, which I don't think was here the last time I was here. Okay, looks like they've got another activity area here. Oh wow, there's maybe a table for doing outdoor crafting, and I think this is just a low climbing wall, but fantastic. It's like a kind of forest school as well as a Scout area, but yes, I guess that's the point of the Scouts, is that you're able to be safe in the outdoors. Well, part of the point of the Scouts. Okay, I better get to work. There are these little houses. Well, maybe they were formerly houses in the park too, but if I go over here, it looks as if there's the Scout insignia outside, so I don't think anyone actually lives in these little buildings now, but They must have been very cute little houses once. I can just sort of imagine people in the 1930s living here. I think there's another garden here you can look at. Gosh, here is a way to use an old boat. Maybe this boat used to be on the pond. Yes, they've reused this old boat as a lily pond, and look, they have a beautiful water lily. I'm really hoping I get a water lily this year in my little plastic bucket. It's always special when you get a water lily. But that is absolutely perfect. That's kind of made my day in a way. And they've got all these big rushes here. And then here, in the distance I thought these were the beetles, but I don't think they are actually. They're just some guys. And probably if I was cool I'd know who they were. Here is just a very beautiful rose bush that someone has lovingly grown. That's just charming. And then inside here, which I won't go inside, I think they're growing some tomatoes, some vegetables, which is lovely. I just, wow. And there's the side of the little house, nearest little house. That water lily has just made my day. Here's an amazing tree, and just another kind of wild area, and another lovely big tree. Oh, I think the birds are very happy here. Okay. Right, I'll have a bit more of a look round later. Here's a lovely flat meadow area. I think this could possibly pitch tents here. I don't know. I did go away on Brownie camp once, but we stayed inside a building. We did not sort of camp outside in a tent. I once camped outside at Bestival Festival, but it wasn't a huge success really. Well, there you go. Good for the Scouts. I have been told by my sister and by some of you all that I should visit the Range shop, that I would really like the Range, and I've always meant to but just not got around to it. So today I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the Range and maybe take a little money and see if I can get some stuff. So I did go off to the Range, and I will say I was a tiny bit disappointed because Google, the great god Google, had told me that I would be able to go to the Range cafe and get some food. And then when I went in there, they said the cafe had been shut for 6 years. So that kind of didn't happen. But I did like the Range. So let me put in that footage now, and then I will show you what I did buy at the Range. Well, I'm at the Range finally, after hearing so much about it. So many good things about how cute all the stuff is. As usual, I am very hungry, so I'm going to head straight for the cafe. Apparently the cafe has been shut for 6 years, so I'll just have to look at these strawberries on the Hello Kitty backpack and pretend I'm having a strawberry. These are nice things for making wreaths, and I think I would like to make some wreaths this year, so I'll remember that these are here. That's great. And then there are lots of kits and diamond painting things, which is not really something I do. Crystal canvas mandalas. Paint by numbers. Paint by numbers. Keep seeing people talking about paint by numbers on YouTube, but I've not actually done that. But I'm sure it's very good for keeping your mind off your worries. There's a very handsome leopard. There's a lot of wool, some very pretty colours. I really have a lot of wool already, so I shouldn't get more, but it's very, I mean, they've got very good stock of stuff, and then lovely paper. That's good. There's lots of pretty towels in the Range, lovely colours. I should resist temptation and not get a towel, but as I say, lovely vibrant colours. If you did want some towels, you could probably get it here. Wow, look at that pink, it's vibrant. I thought this was a strawberry waste bin, but it's actually a strawberry toilet roll holder. It is a cute thing, but I have a toilet roll holder. Here's a cactus toilet roll holder. That's pretty cool. If I look down from up here, it's a lot of stuff in the range. Lots of nice faux flowers and garlands and stuff. I think maybe I'll look downstairs. They've got some neon signs, and they have a lot of garden stuff, but nothing really fairy coded. They've got this mushroom one, but it's not really my kind of thing. I like the piñatas. That's nice. Goodness me, a strawberry table lamp. I've never seen anything like that before. Wow. Some little dog salt and peppers. And then some nice dog china and oven mitts. I'm not so much of a dog person as a cat person, but I think this is called the Waggy Tails range, and it is very cute. Here's some lovely sheep. Yeah, getting Shaun the Sheep vibes here. And Highland cows. Highland cows are a massive thing in Scotland, of course. So I know they're very popular, but they should have a cat range too. Hello, hello lovely cow. Gosh, there's a cowboy boot mug. That is very unique, never seen anything like that before. This little table runner is very cute. The ditzy table runner, that's pretty. Here's some strawberry themed things like a lunch bag and glass, and there are strawberry napkins. These are really nice. Is this a mug or is it a little bowl? I think it's a bowl. Yeah, it's a bowl. These are really pretty glass jars. Very cool. Everyone on YouTube drinks out of things like this. Yeah, these are really pretty. If you made jam and put them into these jam jars, it would be lovely. The range has lots and lots of stuff for storage. I need to kind of zone down on what I need for storage, but when I do and have measurements, I would come back here for certain. Really, really useful stuff. Look at these tiki things. I kind of like them, although it's not my style at all. They just look so kind of grumpy. Wow, look at the fire on that one. Okay. Here's a nice statue of Mother Mary. That's nice. I wonder how much it is. Yeah, it doesn't say. It does not say how much it is. I'll look and see if they've got any fairy statues. We've got a nice fat Buddha here. And we've got an elephant. Don't see fairies. There's 20% off plants today. And oh look, you can grow strawberries in this strawberry planter, I guess. And yeah, here's some indoor fountains, which are probably lovely and refreshing at this time of year. And there's sort of trellis that you can put up with flowers on it. That's nice. And then here, oh look, here's that, this is this fairy house that I have in my fairy shed. Yeah, well they've got that here, interesting. And they've got a big egg and an owl, and yeah, these are amazing looking lion planters. And then there's a big butterfly saying welcome. It makes me think of Dolly Parton stuff. I'd love to go to Dollywood one day. No fairies though. There's a statue about affection. Oh, and they've got patio magic. I could do with that one day, but I'd need to bring my trolley. More lovely, lush plants. My own garden's in such a mess, I don't really feel I should buy any more plants. But it's good to know that they're here. It's very nice. And then let's look over here. It looks like there's more statuary. Oh, it's kind of the Venus de Milo, and then a kind of a male classical bust as well. So no fairies. in the past I've got Wilco seed bombs and they just came up looking like weeds. I mean, I didn't get any of these lovely flowers that they show, but maybe I was just unlucky. So they've got pumpkin seeds, but it's too late really to sow them for this year. So I'm glad I sowed the ones I had at home. But it's good to know that you can get all these vegetable seeds here at the range, and you know, that's great. Now I must say, I think that the this cat food is less expensive than it is in like Morrison's. I think they've taken a reduction there. So I think I will get some cat food to take home. That's great. Oh, that's such a cute plate. I do like that. Oh, I don't need it though. These are pretty. The plates maybe a bit big for me. I think if the yellow bowl was a little bit smaller, I might have got one. I mean, I might get one, but I've got so many bowls, I really don't need any more. These little plates are cute though. Okay, maybe I could get one of those. I don't know if this is Summerween or they're just getting out Halloween things already. That's definitely looking like a Halloween candle. Okay, we'll have another look elsewhere. Good grief, there's like a black and gold strawberry. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Okay, worth seeing it, but I don't think I'd be buying it. They've got things for autumn. That's cute. It's making me think of Gilmore Girls. There's the more shaggy Highland cattle and LED pumpkins. So yeah, we're getting into autumn here already. I love autumn. Cool. I think these faux flowers are quite sweet. You know, they're nice, and I like the garlands. They're pretty. I'll think about it. Think about maybe getting a garland. I'm remembering I still have to get lampshades for the 2 lamps I got in the charity shop. And I mean, these could be good, but I think I'd need to bring the lamps back just to check the sizes. There are some really pretty light fittings here. They've got more choice than B&M stores for sure. Okay, I'll have a look at arts and crafts as well. Okay, there's loads of paint. If I wanted to repaint my shed, I could. So that's lovely. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff for DIY. The art stuff is actually upstairs and we already saw it. So I'll have another look around DIY. There are lots of little pillows and blankies. I think in Halloween this place will be a very cute place to look around. It's very pretty stuff. I don't need any more. It's just nice to see it. It's a kitchen like it's a pillow like a bouquet. That's unusual, never seen anything like that before. And then there's a strawberry pillow with strawberries in it. And a cherry pillow. And then kind of William Morrissey pillow. And a fuzzy heart pillow. And strawberries. Okay. Goodness me, being a lady is so tiring. She does look quite haughty. La Bella Vita, that's a nice plastic plate. And it's got little glasses too. I think I've got so many of those purple plastic plates this year, which I've really been loving, but I shouldn't get more, but it's very nice. Here's a really cute cleaning range of things for the house. Like these little clothes pegs are sweet. Someone's enjoying the sun, aren't they? Hello, Cookie. If I just come over here, my succulent is actually developing flowers for the very first time. So that's just lovely. I can't wait to see. I think there's a number of little buds there, so that's awesome. Also, my pumpkin seedlings are flowering, and I'm really hoping this year I might get a pumpkin, if they can be fertilized and all the doodads. But we'll see what happens. I've got no flower on my water lily yet, but I am hoping that if it's a lovely hot week I might get a water lily coming up. But still, I've got my plastic ones. That's better than nothing. Let me turn the camera around now and I will show you what I got. Well, first of all, appropriately for today, seeing as I've been thinking about my brownie heritage, I got a kind of fairy flowery plate, which I thought was very cute, and on some cold winter nights I'm sure this will cheer me up and remind me of the blazing summer sun, which has been so lovely, though a bit hot this week. Okay, also I got a strawberry kit. If you're a fan of my channel, if you're a friend, you will know I do like strawberries. I think they're really cute. So I got a spatula and it also has a strawberry cookie cutter. So I will be doing a strawberry day later this summer, and I will be sure to use this lovely spatula. I don't actually have a spatula. I'm someone who is a bit guilty of buying stuff that I don't need, but I really don't have a spatula, so this will be very useful. Hi again, friends. I also thought it would be nice to pull a fairy dust card. Let me get them. If you're new to my channel, you will not have seen these fairy dust cards, which I find very sweet and kind of, I love fairies, and I like the fairy dust cards. They're very sort of positive and nice. So I'm gonna give these cards a shuffle, and then we'll see what one we get. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Oops. Okay, this one's on the top. Let's see. It says the Green Fairy. We have had this one before, but not for a while. A cheeky green fairy on your behalf is appearing here to make you laugh. Okay, that's nice. I'll show you the card. Yeah, that's nice. I just like these cards. They're kind of nice, like they remind you to drink more water and to be grateful for things, and I do believe there are fairies, probably. Oh, well, there you go. That's nice. My goodness, friends, look at this. In my weather house, for the first time, the little lady has come to the front and the man has gone to the back. That's because it's lovely and warm today. Wow, look at that. The little lady has come to the front. I've just never seen that before. She was probably at the front last week, but I was away working all week, so I didn't see her. So there we go. It's a new era. Okay, so what I have here are sort of curtain poles that you do not need to use any carpentry with. They will expand themselves to fit into your window. I must say I'm a bit disappointed with these. They came from China. I thought they were going to be little dainty little brass curtain rods, and they're actually quite thick and clunky. But I mean, maybe for a window that broad, you cannot have little dainty curtain rods. They have to be really, really strong for the length of what they are. So anyway, I'm going to now try to put up these curtain poles. The thing is, I thought, as I like to have changes of my seasonal decor, I thought I could just put different kinds of material up depending on the time of year. Anyway, that's what I'm going to try. So I think I'll move my crinoline ladies out of the way while I try and fankle this out so they don't get broken if they fell down, but we'll just try and I'll see how it looks. Well guys, I think I've evicted my crinoline ladies for nothing. These poles do not work at all. The spring basically just overextends and it doesn't go to the length it's supposed to, so I guess I'm going to be having an autumn with no little curtains there because I don't think I can buy more. And as they are broken now, I don't really think I can send them back to China, although it's not my fault they're broken. Anyway, I will just put everything back, and maybe I'll just buy an ordinary curtain pole and ask the carpenter to put it in when next he comes, and it will just be fixed there, and maybe that would just be better. But what a disappointment. It took about 3 weeks for these to come from China, and they are absolute rubbish. Well, friends, I must say it's kind of it's given me something to think about looking back on my time as a brownie so many years ago. I think it's one of the problems when you're a very imaginative person, as I hope I am, that you can think about something like brownies and kind of just take it further than is likely to happen. Yeah, I mean, many people love brownies, and you know, I would have stayed in the group if it had kept going, but the lady gave up. And by the way, if she didn't give up for because she just was disenchanted or didn't have time or whatever, if she had not been pushed into being a brown owl, as I kind of felt like she maybe had been, I apologise. I don't know the exact story, but it was disappointing when she wanted to give up being the brown owl, although I can imagine that being a hard-working adult, already doing your job at the school, probably the last thing you want is to be every sort of Wednesday night or something staying late with a group of girls who are doing the brownies. Maybe it's something you should really do on Saturdays or at weekends. And above all, I guess a scout leader, a brownie leader, a guider, they should really want to do it, and they're giving an amazing thing to their group. So I do thank my brown owl wherever they are. Thank you for being the brown owl. And maybe I should get a copy of that vintage brownie handbook and just look at it and see what it was that I kind of wanted, and maybe could I find a way of having it now. I wouldn't want to join guides now. As I say, I found guides a bit boisterous. I tried to join a guide group, but it wasn't for me. You know, maybe brownies was just a part of me starting to be interested in fairies and kind of esoteric things, but it just wasn't that way. Anyway, thank you so much, friends, for being with me here today. I hope you've had a lovely week. I hope you have a lovely week ahead, and I will see you on my next video.